Hey there, I'm Gabby, 36, female. All right, you all, let me tell you about the roller coaster of a ride I had with my ex-husband Yaz. Buckle up, because it's going to be wild. So let me start by introducing myself. I'm Gabby, a free-spirited, wild-at-heart kind of gal. I love fiercely and passionately, and when someone messes with me, oh honey, they better be ready for some payback they won't forget. Enter my ex-husband, Yaz. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved him, but he had this weird obsession with his boss. Yeah, I know, it sounds like some crazy soap opera plot, but trust me, it's true. Yaz was one of those alpha male Chad bros, you know, the type who peaked in high school, joined a frat, and partied like there was no tomorrow. To be honest, I always thought he was a bit of a loser, but love can be a funny thing, and I wanted him to do better for himself. But his clinginess to his boss was driving me nuts. He'd complain about him all the time, talking about how rich he was and how wild he was. He definitely met someone who could give him a run for his money. As time went on, I started noticing some deep-seated insecurities in him. Even though he didn't want to admit it, they were there, and they were starting to affect our relationship. I didn't care about this alpha male facade. I just wanted him to be real with me and himself. But that obsession with his boss? Oh, it was taking a toll on us. He'd spend way too much time talking about him and comparing himself to him. It was like a constant competition, and I felt like I was losing him to this bizarre boss crush. It got to a point where I couldn't take it anymore. One night, after we had yet another argument about his boss, I decided to confront him. I told him straight up that he needed to figure out his priorities because I wasn't going to play second fiddle to his boss. Here's how that conversation went down between Yaz and me, word for word. Babe, you won't believe what Justin did today at work. He always tries to one-up me, and it's driving me crazy. Yaz, seriously, again with this Justin nonsense. Why do you even care so much about what he does? Just focus on your own work and be happy you have a job. You just don't get it, Gabby. He's always trying to show off, and I can't let him win. It's a matter of pride, you know. Pride? Oh, come on, Yaz. This is getting ridiculous. It's like a never-ending pissing contest with you two. Can't you see that he's clearly better than you in some aspects, and that's okay? We all have our strengths. You aren't a lesser man just because he seems to be better than you. Better than me? You really think so? Thanks for the support, Gabby. That's not what I meant, and you know it. I'm just saying you should stop obsessing over him and focus on your own growth. You have so much potential, but you're wasting it on this stupid feud. You don't understand, Gabby. It's not just about him being better at work. It's about him having everything I don't. He's got a bigger house and a fancy car, and he's always taking his family on extravagant vacations. It's sick. And you think comparing yourself to him is going to solve anything? Yaz, it's time to grow up and stop this toxic competition. You're so caught up in trying to outdo him that you're missing the good things you have in your own life. You're not being supportive at all, Gabby. I'm honestly disgusted. Fine. If that's what you need, take it. But remember, I'm not the one driving a wedge between us. It's your unhealthy obsession with Justin and this constant need to prove yourself. I love you, but I can't be a part of this toxic cycle. And with that, Yaz stormed out of the house, leaving me feeling frustrated and exhausted. I didn't want to lose him, but I couldn't stand by and watch him destroy himself with this ridiculous feud. I hoped that he would come to his senses and realize that true happiness came from within, not from trying to outshine someone else. So there I was, chilling because I knew he just needed to cool off. I went to bed and expected him to come home in the morning, except he didn't. I thought it was strange, of course, but I brushed it off and went about my day. And then he didn't come later on that evening. Then he didn't come the next day, and then the next. I was worried about him, thinking something awful happened. I tried calling him, but he didn't respond. When I called his drinking buddies, they either said they had no clue where he was, or they dodged the question altogether. I knew they knew what was going on, and it pissed me off when they wouldn't tell me the truth. Well, guess what, you all? A whole week went by. Can you imagine that? A week! No texts, no calls, no nothing. I was ready to throw hands. The week without Yaz was agonizing. I continued to call him countless times, worried sick about where he could be and what he was doing. I couldn't believe he was behaving like this. When he finally showed up at the door, I was both relieved and angry. He stumbled in, clearly drunk as hell, and to my shock, he had some broad hanging on his arm. Yaz, where the hell have you been? I've been calling you all week and you just ignored me. I've been worried sick. Oh, look who finally decided to show some concern. I've been busy celebrating my victory. Victory? What are you talking about? And who the heck is this? I'm glad you asked, my dear wifey, or should I say ex-wifey. Excuse me? Yep, I just bagged Justin's wife, Ursula. The ultimate payback, babe. Are you out of your damn mind? Getting with someone to get back at their spouse is insane. You think this is some kind of twisted victory? Oh, Gabby, you have no idea what you've been missing. Yaz needed someone who understood him better, someone better than you. He's so dreamy and charming. Way better than Justin. Listen here, lady. You're just as delusional as he is. This isn't about understanding, it's about hurting me and trying to replace me. And, Yaz, I can't believe you'd throw away our marriage like this for some stupid feud with your stupid boss. I didn't throw anything away. Ursula gets me in a way you never did. We connect on a different level. Yaz, you're being ridiculous. You're drunk and making impulsive decisions. Go upstairs, sober up, and we can talk about all of this when you're clear-headed. I'm not going anywhere. Ursula and I are done with you and this miserable marriage. Yaz, please don't do this. We can work through our issues together. Cheating won't solve anything. Work through your issues? Face it, Gabby. You took him for granted and now he's found someone better. You have no idea what you're talking about. I loved him and supported him through everything. But he got lost in his own insecurities. Enough, I won't be belittled anymore. I'm leaving and there's nothing you can do about it. I tried my best to hold myself together and not go completely psycho on both of them. I tried to calmly explain that both of them were completely cuckoo. But they didn't care. They kept laughing in my face. I felt like a complete loser. I couldn't believe that Yaz was choosing this woman over our marriage. I had always loved him fiercely, and I thought he loved me too. But now it was clear that he was more interested in this twisted game of revenge than he was in our relationship. You're unbelievable, Yaz. Look, I just came to grab my stuff, that's all. I should run upstairs and burn everything you own, you sick freak. I mean, who does that? You don't even know this lady. Oh, sweetie, you can't even comprehend the connection we have. Your husband prefers a real woman, not someone who can't satisfy him. You're disgusting. You're both pathetic cheaters and you deserve each other. Watch what you say, Gabby. Ursula is a much better fit for me. Yeah, I can see that. Sleeping with your boss's wife and getting fired. What a power couple you two make. You think you're so perfect, don't you? Well, you couldn't keep your man satisfied and now he's mine. You can have him. I don't need a spineless coward who can't handle his own insecurities. Stop it, Gabby. This is why I can't stand being around you. You're so damn condescending. No, I'm standing up for myself. I won't let you walk all over me anymore. Just get your stuff and get out. Fine, I'm leaving. I don't bother. And don't bother trying to contact me. Ursula and I are starting a new life together. That's right. We're done with you and your drama. Good riddance. I deserve better than the two of you combined. Don't be like that, Gabby. It's not attractive. You're one to talk, buddy. You think any of this makes you look big and strong? You just look weak. Enough, Gabby. Shut the hell up. The only reason why you're acting like this is because you've realized just how badly you've messed up. You think you can find someone like me? Fat chance. You'll never find someone like me. I didn't even bother dignifying his stupid remark with a response. I just let them both go upstairs and collect Yaz's things. After Yaz and Ursula finally left, I just broke down, you know. I tried to act all tough in front of them, like their messed up actions didn't faze me, but inside, I was a wreck. My whole world came crashing down in no time, and it hurt like hell. I spent nights crying my eyes out, feeling this heavy weight in my chest. It was like a never-ending ache of betrayal and heartbreak. How could Yaz do this to me? How could he replace me so damn easily with someone else? In the following weeks, I couldn't help but check Yaz's social media, and what do I see? Him and Ursula living it up like they're some kind of power couple. It made me sick to my stomach. When Yaz finally sent those damn divorce papers, it was like a slap in the face. He was serious about ending our marriage and starting fresh with Ursula. That's when anger took over, and I decided no more playing the victim. It was time for my revenge. Okay, so here's what went down after I got the divorce papers. Neil, my ex-husband Yaz's dad, came over to support me when I got them. It might have been weird, but we've always gotten along well, and to be honest, I've always found him pretty attractive. He's a good-looking, charming guy, the opposite of Yaz in many ways. Anyway, Neil hugged me and apologized for his son's dumb behavior. I appreciated that, but then things got kinda intense. We ended up having this romantic moment, and it made me realize that he could be a better match for me than Yaz ever was. So we started spending more time together, and he was a total lifesaver. He helped me out with stuff around the house that Yaz used to do. We got even closer. And one day, I just couldn't keep it in any longer. I told Neil that I had feelings for him. Neil, can we talk for a moment? Of course, Gabby. What's on your mind? I don't know how to say this, but I've been feeling something more between us. More? What do you mean? I mean, I've always felt a connection with you, even when I was with Yaz, and after everything that happened, spending time together made me realize that I have feelings for you, Neil. Gabby, I don't know what to say. I know it's complicated, and I never wanted to complicate things further, but I can't ignore what I feel, Neil. I've been trying to deny it, but it's there. Gabby, you were my son's wife. This is complicated, to say the least. I know. It's crazy, and I never saw this coming either. But the heart wants what it wants, right? And it's not like I planned for this to happen. You're right. It's just so unexpected, and I feel guilty because I've been having these feelings too, for longer than I'd like to admit, actually. Girl, it felt like all of this was coming out of a movie. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I would tell you what happened next, but I'm afraid this post has to be PG-13. Let's just say that things got a bit steamy between us after our confessions. I know it sounds crazy, but it wasn't like I planned for this to happen. We just connected on a whole other level, you know? So Neil and I kept getting closer, and it wasn't long before we started getting romantically involved. It felt like a breath of fresh air being with someone who actually appreciated me for who I was. Some of y'all might judge me, but I don't care. We're both adults, and we both deserve to be happy, and especially what his stupid son put me through. I was allowed to do whatever I wanted since he was the one who wanted a divorce. Speaking of which, I still hadn't gotten my revenge, and I saw the perfect opportunity drop into my lap. You see, I had this wicked idea in my head. I thought, hey, if I get with Neil, not only will I be with a better man, but I'll also be sticking it to Yaz. It was like killing two birds with one stone, you know. So I spilled the beans to Neil about my little plan, and you know what? He was totally on board. He was just as disgusted with his son's behavior as I was. I mean, who wouldn't be? Yaz was acting like a complete jerk, and he needed a reality check. Then, one day, out of the blue, Yaz texted me on Instagram. He probably thought I was still hurting and wanted to rub salt in the wound. But little did he know, I was already plotting my revenge. I played it cool and made him believe that I was still all upset and frustrated. I knew he was falling right into my trap. I wanted him to think that he still had some control over me. But little did he know, I was just biding my time. I was going to get my revenge soon, and it was going to be sweet. I was done being hurt and humiliated by that loser, and I was going to show him that he couldn't mess with me anymore. All right, let's keep the drama going. So Yaz's big birthday bash was just around the corner, and he had this grand event planned with a whopping 200 guests invited. He was really going all out for this one, making a big show of it. Of course, he invited his dad, Neil, to come to the party, and get this, he even encouraged Neil to bring a date. Little did he know that I would be the plus one he was talking about. So the day of the event finally arrived, and I decided to look absolutely stunning. I wanted to show Yaz what he was missing out on, and looking good was just an extra way to hurt him. Petty, I know, but he deserved it. When Neil and I showed up at the party, you should have seen Yaz's face. He was completely shocked to see me there. I guess he had no clue that Neil and I were now a thing. The look on his face was priceless. Gabby, what are you doing here? She's my date, Yaz. Surprised? You could say that. Are you two serious? You're together now? Oh, very serious. Isn't that right, Neil? Damn right we are. But it didn't stop there. Oh no, we weren't done yet. Right in front of everyone, Neil and I shared a kiss. Yep, you read that right. We kissed right in front of Yaz. And let me tell you, the drama that unfolded was like something out of a reality show. This is unbelievable, Dad. How could you do this to me? Don't you dare put this on me, Yaz. You made your own choices and I made mine. He's right, Yaz. You wanted to play games, and now you're seeing the consequences. You think this is some kind of game? That's your payback. You hurt me, and now you get to see how it feels. You're just trying to get back at me. This is low, Gabby. Even for you, at my birthday party, this is all fake. Maybe at first I had intentions to get back at you. Actually, I was going to get with your arch nemesis at first, Justin, but after your dad came over to the house many times to hang out and comfort me, I got to admit I fell for him. And you know what? I'm grateful for how everything turned out. Now I'm with someone who actually loves me and treats me right. So I guess you could say I came here to thank you, really. And I'll continue to treat her right, unlike how you did. Yaz started shouting at the top of his lungs, drawing everyone's attention to himself. He was making a complete scene, and it was embarrassing. He even had a camera crew there, and they turned to capture the whole drama unfolding. This is so messed up. No, what's messed up is how you treated me. You took me for granted and got with that lady just to spite me. Speaking of which, where is she now? She left me after she realized I didn't have as much money as Justin. This might have been evil, but I honestly couldn't have helped but laugh. It was so embarrassing. Everyone was too stunned to speak as they watched everything go down live. Shut the hell up, Gabby. This is all your fault. It's time for you to grow up, Yaz. Stop blaming others for your mistakes. I can't believe this is happening. Well, believe it because it's real. I'm moving on with someone who actually values me. Yaz continued to fight back, cussing at his father. Neil was sick of his son's behavior, and he didn't hold back in letting Yaz know it. He made it clear that he didn't care what Yaz thought about him being with me, since Yaz was the one who ended our marriage in the first place. And you know what? Yaz started to cry even harder, like a full-on ugly cry. It was embarrassing to watch. But honestly, I couldn't feel sorry for him. He brought all of this on himself with his ridiculous behavior. So there you have it, the ultimate showdown at Yaz's birthday party. Drama, tears and all. And you know what? I felt a lot of satisfaction in seeing him get a taste of his own medicine. I'm sure this would go down as one of the most embarrassing things to happen to him. As an update, Neil and I are still thriving, and Yaz has refused to come to all the invitations for family cookouts and gatherings when he heard that Neil and I would be coming. Guess he can't handle the heat. But no matter, because he will have to face us one day.